Hey everybody, Erica Serwin here from Pink Buckaroo Designs, and I've got another Parisian beauty project. This time it is a gift box and it has something French inside. Let's slide off the ribbon and I'll show you. Inside are some cookies, and these are the Madeline cookies that we found at Costco this year. They look like this, but I've also seen them at Target too. Now, of course, you could put anything in here. I was just trying to stick with the theme, the Parisian theme. You'll see this is a belly band. It just slides on and off so that the person who is receiving it, they could keep it and reuse it if they wanted, or just look at it because it's so pretty. All right, well, let's get started. Let's see. The main product that I'm using is Parisian Beauty. It is a bundle found in the 2020 January to June Stampin' Up! Catalog. You'll find it there towards the front. And all the products as well as the measurements are found on my blog. I've got a PDF over there. This was originally Facebook Friday project, and this is the clean recording. If you scroll down to the bottom under the last photo, you'll click on the link that says find the PDF here, something like that. And here's the second page with that project, all the products and the measurements that you'll need. All right. Okay, well, let's get started. Let's make our box first. And this is a very simple box that you can make in any and all sizes. We're going to start with a piece of cherry cobbler. This is the Parisian Blossoms paper, has petal pink and cherry cobbler as well as pool party in there. But these two colors on here are petal pink and cherry cobbler. So I've chosen cherry cobbler for the base, and it's 5.5 by 7, and we are just going to score it at 1.5 on all 4 sides. Then I've got a piece of designer series paper that is 4.5 by 6, and this time we're going to score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Be careful when you're scoring your designer series paper so that you don't press too hard and rip it, because it is thinner. You might tear it if you're pushing too hard. All right, so now if you have your bone folder, let's see, I have one right here. You're going to burnish those lines. Make them nice and crisp. And yes, my bone folder has seen better days. Don't worry, it's just a stain. It's not going to get on the paper. Which side? I think we'll use this side today. You'll notice I used a different pattern in the original project. I thought I would spice it up and use different patterns. I'm using one side for the video and one side for Facebook Friday. So they'll all look different but be similar in color. Okay, so let's do the bottom first. I'm going to cut off the corners from score line to score line. This is just going to reduce some of that cardstock and make our sides go together a little bit easier. Then I'm going to trim, snip, if you will, these score lines along the short side. Like that. And like that. Then you want to get a strong adhesive, either tear and tape or an old fast fuse like you can see I'm using. Tombow works well. Don't use just a regular snail tape runner, it'll fall apart. You want to use something strong. So I've put adhesive on all 4 triangles, and I'm going to fold them up and press them into the sides like that. All right. And there we have it. Like that. So there's our base. Let me get another cookie and we'll put it in there. I've been trying my darndest not to eat these. We use these at my Stampin' Bingo event, and I've had them here so I could make some projects with them. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to eat them. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to cut those corners. It's a little bit harder to see your score lines on the designer series paper, but if you use that bone folder to make those lines nice and crisp, you will you'll be able to see them. All right, same thing, snip snip on the short lines or the short sides. Put adhesive on all the triangles and fold them in. Press them into the sides. Now, sometimes when I do the lids, I'll make a little shim for the lid on the Simply Scored. You might have seen me do that before. Makes the lid just a little bit bigger. I didn't do that this time. This is pretty bendable paper, and so I'm just going to try to bend that paper in a little bit to make it fit. It's very tight fit. It works really well. You can see sometimes if it feels like it's not going to fit, squeeze your box just a little bit like that, and there you have it. Okay. And there's our box. Isn't it beautiful? Now, the ribbon we're using is a new ribbon also. It is a petal pink with a champagne trim. And it's a satin 3/8 inch, and it ties beautifully. So we're just going to tie that here to make a belly band. A belly band is something that slides off. And we're going to cut those at an angle. There you go. So pretty. Let's make the tag now. I have cut ahead of time some of the pieces. This is one of our Stitched So Sweetly labels. I've cut it in Whisper White. This is the scroll that is from the Parisian Beauty dies, and I cut it in silver foil. This is a cherry cobbler cherry blossom flower. Here you go. If you look in the catalog on the pages with the Parisian Beauty bundle, you'll see another bundle there that coordinates. It's the cherry blossom bundle, and it actually coordinates with the paper as well. The paper that we've used has cherry blossoms on some of them. Okay, now let's get our cherry cobbler. We're going to make a kind of a scripty background on this Whisper White piece. We're using this scripty stamp. And I'm going to stamp it at the top and stamp it at the bottom. There we go. Now I'm going to use a Stampin' Sponge with just a little bit of cherry cobbler to go around the edges. All right. Define the edges of your tag. All right. Now I've got a piece of petal pink, and we're going to do something different. We're going to combine these two sentiments. Life is a magnificent adventure, and you're the joy of my life. I want my tag to say, you're magnificent. So what I'm going to do is take some Post-it notes, and let's see, we'll use these bigger ones. And I'm going to mask off the words that I don't want inked. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. Your is all I want shown. So then I'm going to take my basic gray and ink it. Don't forget to remove your mask. And I'm going to stamp it right there on the petal pink. And there, all I have is your. Now over here, all I want is magnificent. So I'm going to do the same thing right there. I like to piece sentiments together to get something different. And I'm going to stamp it over here. I'm going to cut these apart so it's okay if they're not together. Now you can use your paper trimmer, or you can just take your scissors and snip them apart. I just want them to kind of be like cut out words. You know how we used to cut words out of magazines? That's what this is. This look is designed to look like. Okay, you are magnificent. Now I've got one more thing I need to stamp, and that's the Fleur de Lis, believe it's called, in cherry cobbler on Whisper White. And our Parisian dies right here have that, so we can cut that out. There's the flourish that I've already cut out ahead of time. I try to do some of it ahead of time so that my videos aren't too terribly long. But this one we have to stamp first. You always want to stamp first, cut second. And if you're using a punch, same thing, stamp first, punch second. All right, let's cut that out and move this big guy out of the way, and we're ready to layer everything. Okay, now we're going to use dimensionals. So this guy is kind of hard to adhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a regular dimensional and I'm going to put one right on top of it. Now I'm going to hide these dimensionals in a minute with the other things that are going on top. Okay, so I've got that. Let's put our cherry blossom flower. I like to bend those petals up a little bit. and put that there. And then our fleur-de-lis right there. Whoops. Oh, you have to take the backing off, Erica. And put that there. Now let's get some mini dimensionals, and I don't know if my mini dimensionals are mini enough. Let's see. Yeah, maybe they are. Sometimes your words or your item might be so skinny that even your baby mini dimensionals have to be trimmed down. Let's see. I think this one does need to be trimmed just a little bit. There we go. I'm going to do your magnificent. There we go. Now let's see. We need a rhinestone, which I left on the other tray. I'm going to grab that. These gorgeous champagne rhinestones are part of this suite. Everything coordinates, which is fun and makes crafting so easy. Stampin' Up! Is so good at that. Now I'm just going to take a handheld punch a hole right there. Bring my little box of my French cookie back, and I'm going to tie this tag to the bow with Whisper White twine. And then there you have it. This would make a special gift for someone, a very feminine gift. You could put a gift card in here. We have a restaurant, a very delicious little restaurant that's called La Madeline. I'm sure some of you have that too in your area. A gift card to La Madeline would be fun in there, wouldn't it? All right, and there you have your little cookie gift box, your French cookie, and just waiting for you to give it to someone. All right, guys, I hope you like this project. Make sure you hop over, grab that PDF. You can print it, you can save it, but you'll have reference to that box forever and be able to make it anytime you'd like. All right, everyone, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.